Are we on the air?
People. I was hoping y'all did that. People.
Oh,
It's all right. It's all right. Honestly, I was messing up. That's me freestyling. People, we are live. This is the People's Debates, and tonight we are talking football. Talking some NFL secondary unit football. I am the host. I am joined by my great co-host, Joe, Sports Mailman, and Jalen, Mister Too Many Names West. Fellas, I'm grateful that you guys are here. I'm grateful for all the people that show up. How are you guys doing?
Shoot, doing great, man. Talk a little football. Another week closer. I think it is now 92 days until kickoff when me and Jalen will not like each other yet again.
yeah. So now I'm good. Like Joe said, another day closer to football. Another fun subject to talk about. I've been off work for the past few days, so I'm chilling. I'm good, living life.
Very good. Very good. Any cool news? Something out of the ordinary other than Jalen, you already said you've been off work, but anything cool out of the ordinary that's occurred that's, is worthy of being said?
I don't.
Boring. I'm just kidding.
I don't have nothing, Joe.
We're one day away from the NBA Finals. Finally.
All right. Well, while we have that little free time, boom, let's bring over White
Oh,
Tea Cody. Hey, bro, how you doing?
at the buzzer. I feel like at the buzzer.
Was I right on time?
Perfect timing, dude. Perfect timing, I must say. I must say. Can you hear us?
I
Everything
can.
good on your end?
Am I echoing?
No,
No.
you're good.
No, okay.
Perfectly fine, brother. All right. Well, again, tonight we are talking about the best, well, let's say mediocre to best, well, the top half secondary units of the NFL leading up into this 2025-2026 season. Now, when just to premise all of this, it is going to be a somewhat of us trying to predict what's going to happen based on either play from last year, individual play from last year, and cohesion play from last year, and the additions from this offseason. So everybody that comes for us, I'll make sure I premise it in a little bit as well. It's a bit of us predicting, us trying to project some of this stuff. So give us a little grace just in case you disagree. This isn't who had the best secondary last year. That's a whole different conversation. And I mean, we should have had it, but we're here now, dude. We're here now. Here's a real quick comment. Mr. Money, thank you for being here. First off, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, I'll have a hard time sleeping tonight. So please do. Knicks fired Tibbs. Y'all could discuss. I'm the Knicks fan, sure. I am a casual. Don't care that he got fired. If he stayed, wouldn't care either. Not a basketball guy, but I always still represent the Knicks just because of the love. Y'all go ahead on that one.
Yeah, it was just a little crazy to me, but it's the New York Knicks. It's a Knicks type move. He gets them to the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years in a row, and they fire him. I do not understand that.
Well, I get it. You traded away. You traded for Mikal Bridges and gave away 5 first round picks. That was asinine to do.
Whoa! All right, didn't know that.
That happened.
You play a 6 to 7 man rotation the whole entire season, so of course that sports fatigue is going to catch up eventually, right? You don't get into the depth of your bench in the Eastern Conference Finals until you're down 2 games. That doesn't make sense to me. I think it's time for change. I think it was called for. So I get it.
What about you, Cody? Any thoughts?
On Thibodeau, I think it's pretty dumb because they're not going to get a better coach. Where are they going to improve at? They're not about to get Popovich or something. Thibodeau's a great coach, good defensive coach.
Yeah, I guess just the head coach duties, like Jalen was saying, time management, player management is just not part of his.
I saw something that showed in the last 20 years, the Knicks have only had like 7 playoff wins under like 9 different head coaches, and Thibodeau got them like 25 or something.
Oh yeah, that part sucks. Hey, is this true? Again, I'm a basketball casual, so give me some grace. Second time
Yep.
Cat got that man fired, he was in
Yeah, with
Timberwolves?
Minnesota.
For real?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, this is how much of a casual I am. I remember him from Chicago. That was it. That's my history. That's my history for him. So, unfortunate. All right. Well, let's get into it. So, again, when it comes, I'll start it off just so y'all kind of see where my mindset's at. And of course, I will let you guys, same thing. We'll read through our list 15 to 1, and then we can start having our dialogue. Why is this team not on? Why is this team so high? We can go over all that after we say our list for editing purposes. But again, this is going to be our top 15 NFL secondary list for this upcoming 2025-2026 season. And it is a little bit of looking at the past, looking at what's happening now as far as acquisitions, meshing, like that kind of thing. And also a little bit of foreshadowing what's going to happen in near future. Now, I will start this sucker off as far as my top 15 NFL secondary units. I'll start at 15. At 15, I have the Atlanta Falcons. 14, the New York Jets. 13, the Green Bay Packers. 12, the New York Giants. 11, the Buffalo Bills. Now breaking the top 10. Top 10. At number 10, the Dallas Cowboys. At number 9, the Detroit Lions. At number 8, the Cleveland Browns. Number 7, the Seattle Seahawks. Number 6, my New England Patriots. Number 5, the Chicago Bears. At number 4, the number 1 overall defense last year, the Philadelphia Eagles. At number 3, the Baltimore Ravens. Number 2, the Denver Broncos. And my top secondary units of 2025-2026, barring injury and anything weird, is the Houston Texans.
Coming in hot right off the jump.
All right, coming in hot. Yeah, right on. Okay, talk to me. Before y'all say y'all's list, any gripes? And at the end, you already know I'll start griping with you guys back on y'all's list.
The Giants
No
in the top
complaints.
15. If we were talking about like fronts, yeah, who's their cornerback one? Their safeties. I'm like, they've been getting torched.
Paulson Adebo and Javon Holland, both guys on top passing defenses of last year. And they're the reason of that. You know what I mean? Adebo's coming over and Mr. Interception himself. Javon Holland, which him and Ramsey made the Dolphins a sneaky good pass defense last year as far as secondary. That's why, dude.
Yeah.
That's and with that pass rush, it's just going to help that. Yeah, Banks by himself sucks. But,
let me look at their cornerbacks though too. See,
The Cowboys in the top 10 is absolutely nuts.
well, we'll wait at the end because I think that's going to be a hot topic depending on your list.
Banks has to be the guy over there in order for them to warrant that high of a ranking.
Top 15?
Yeah,
Adebo and Holland don't warrant that.
No, but Banks, because look at that secondary. Well, look at the wide receivers that they're gonna have to go against, and it's probably one of the best divisions in football for wide receiver wise.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just with the Giants, I just hope that the cornerbacks do not get blitzed a lot compared to the safeties, because the safeties are gonna be good. It's just the corners. That's what worries me with them.
Okay, that's fair. Let me ask you, Jalen, real quick, and then we'll move on to Cody's list. I saw you shake your head with Baltimore. Is it because they're too high, in your opinion?
Yeah, I can see them as in the top 10, but you had them what, number 3?
Number 3. Yep.
Yeah, that's God no.
Okay.
I get the move for Kyle Hamilton to play his natural position back in that secondary.
Right.
But to put them in a top 3, I just think there's 5 better secondaries alone that I would take over the Baltimore Ravens. Because again, Kyle Hamilton, he's that guy in that secondary. He's good.
right?
That's about it.
Nate Wiggins, when Nate Wiggins was healthy, he helped the secondary. That's why the secondary numbers improved tremendously.
Sure.
Humphrey becoming more of a nickel corner helped tremendously. So,
right, but we're talking. But again, when we talk the top three, we have these kind of conversations. That's talking about elite, right?
Mhm.
We're talking the elite part of the secondary.
Yep.
Now, I just don't trust that secondary to be in a top 10. Yes, elite, absolutely.
Well, the thing I'm gonna agree with Milton on this is Humphreys. If he's healthy, he can be an elite cornerback. Chidobe Awuzie, he's always been a good number 2 anywhere he's been, so that's good. Nate Wiggins, a great rookie last season. He came on strong late, and then you get Malachi Starks to go with Kyle Hamilton. Fortunately, their starting safety, who was originally going to start over Malachi, tore his Achilles, so unfortunately he won't be there. But Malachi Starks and Hamilton, you can throw them all around the field, and that's just kind of crazy that they're able to pair them together and kind of see it like off jump, you know.
okay. But I respect your pushback. Once we get to your list, of course, then we'll have that clash. The other questions before we move.
You could.
Okay. As far as if I left teams off, we'll wait again towards the end because we'll figure out like, okay, all the teams that we left off and all that, and then we'll get into that discussion in more debate format. Okay. So Cody, whenever you're ready, brother, of course, state top 15 secondary units, and then just one by one, knock them out for me.
All right, I already know y'all are gonna kill me because my list is makeshift. Here we go, though. All right, at number 15, I got the Cowboys. Number 14, I got the Bears. Number 13, I got the Rams. At number 12, I got the Chargers. At number 11, I got the Steelers. At number 10, I got the Giants. At number 9, I got the Vikings. At number 8, I got the Chiefs. At number 7, I got the Packers. At number 6, I got the Lions. Number 5, I got the Seahawks. Number 4, I got the Bills. Number 3, I got the Eagles. Number 2, I got Denver. And then number 1, I got H-Town.
All right. My main
Was that
gripe
that
with
bad?
it's pissing me off a little bit, but we'll discuss that more at the end. Let me push something. Well, let me let the fellas. If y'all got quick pushback for Cody, go for it.
Take me out.
I like the Texans in your elite category, but number 1, absolutely not.
Okay.
And the only reason why I'm saying absolutely not for number 1 is because if you want to put something number 1, we have to see it on film. To me, you got to see it on film to have a consistency purpose argument for being the number 1. CJ Gardner-Johnson hasn't played a down with y'all, and he's very new to that secondary. We don't even know if he can fit in that system. So to put him number 1, I don't like it. But in the elite, the top 5, I do like the top 5 though, but not number 1. That's my only kickback.
Okay.
Well, when it comes to Stingley and passer rate passer rate, he was the top corner. When it comes to completion rate, he was a top corner. Lassiter wasn't a scrub either. Brisker coming off, being healthy is going to be huge for him. With the Gardner-Johnson, I understand that pushback because you're right.
Basically, everybody on the secondary performed good last year except Gardner-Johnson, who's new.
And their biggest issue against the pass was the yak, the yards after catch, which kind of involves more of the safety room, right? So if with Gardner-Johnson, I think that gets eliminated. And of course, that is a what if. We don't know that. But looking at his play with the Philadelphia Eagles, I have some kind of evidence to show that I know he can stop that. They were a top tier passing defense last year. And that was Lassiter's rookie year. At that.
The only thing with me is the Bills being anywhere near the top 10. Their secondary, Sean McDermott can draw plays and draw up the schemes and stuff. And I think they're just overplaying the way their scheme is. I don't think there's anybody really there in their secondary that can lock anybody down.
Well, Christian Bedford has done that. That's why I
but
got
they
paid.
can't stay healthy. They've been trying to have a cornerback one since Trey Wright, and it just hasn't been there. A lot of guys that they tried to draft, like Elam, they tried to do the Cowboys. Some of these other guys that they try to fit in that role, I just don't know why they don't fit.
Okay.
Yeah,
I ain't got no defense.
I'm defending you, right? I think you're wrong on the Benford part. I think Benford as a top corner, sure, the injury fine, but your main point of saying being number one corner for a team, I think Benford fits that tremendously fine. Teron Johnson's a great nickel corner. I like Buffalo being. I don't have them that high, of course, just because I think their
it's
safety
that
room
high.
sucks. Yeah, I don't like their safety room at all. But yeah, okay. Let's go with Jalen. I want to hear it. Come on,
All right.
and make sure for clipping purposes, do your thing.
All right. So my top 15 secondary going into next season. Starting at number 15, give me the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 14, give me the Minnesota Vikings. Number 13, give me the Chargers. Number 12, give me the Rams. And number 11, give me the Steelers. Now, let's get into some elite secondaries going into next year. At number 10, give me the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
Number 9, give me Seattle Seahawks. Number 8, give me the Detroit Lions. Number 7, give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 6, give me the New England Patriots. Number 5, give me the Baltimore Ravens. 4, give me the Eagles. 3, give me the Texans. 2, give me the Broncos. And number 1 secondary. They were number 1 last year. They'll be number 1 again. Give me the Tennessee Titans.
All right. Well, when you say they were number 1 last year, you mean just the statistic of yards per game?
Yards per game, they were number 1.
Right.
And honestly, my biggest gripe with them was their offense sucked last year, so their defense was on the field a lot. So I'm giving them the number 1 spot again because they have a rookie quarterback going again. Well, not again, but they have Cam Ward.
Right.
So I give them the edge over a lot of teams because their defense was on the field a lot more than all these other secondaries. So and for them to keep these numbers the way they had them, you go back and look at the Titans secondary numbers last year. They were in pass defense. They never left the top 5. Throughout the whole duration of the season, they never left the top 5. So for that consistency alone and the time they were on the field versus time other defenses on the field, I got to give them number 1 slot.
Okay. With them losing Awuzie, you don't think that's going to do anything because they didn't gain anything on the secondary.
Right, they didn't gain anything, but at the same time, I think again and it kind of sucks to say, but when you look at their division, sorry, Cody. When you look at the division, I think that also helps them with the number 1 cause of being the number 1 secondary in the league because you have the blessing of going against Trevor Lawrence and whatever is in Indy, whatever quarterback's in Indy at that point in time. You got to face CJ Stroud, which is going to be your challenge, right? That's going to be your challenge. So even they didn't gain anything, they're still in the same division. With the only upgrade really being is I know they have the Travis Hunter thing with Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Still got to wait to see if that pans out.
Of course.
I'm not going to just say, oh, Travis Hunter. No, I'm going to wait to see if that pans out. To the Texans' extent, they have Nico. They lost Diggs. They don't have no Tank Dell anymore.
Right.
So still, I can't just say that wide receiver core is going to be consistent in the same route that we've been seeing the past few years. So I guess, and again, the quarterback situation in Indy, having all those factors with a secondary, like you just said, didn't lose anything, didn't gain anything. Well, lost Duze. No.
Awuzie.
Yeah, Awuzie. Lost Awuzie. But if that's my only subtraction out of that secondary, I mean, of course, they might take a hit because I'm not going to say he was irrelevant because he's very relevant in the defense. I still think they'll be fine, though.
Okay. I think that's a hot take.
I don't mind it. It probably is a hot take, but he has some good points. That Tennessee's defense will be off the field, I think, less. So I think they will have a chance to improve slightly. I think Cam Ward got to keep him off the field more than Will Levis, right? So
Right.
I think they will
Okay.
break a little. He said no.
Yeah, no. Hopefully, I
Oh,
agree.
okay, yeah.
Hopefully.
I think they will get a little bit more break and have a chance to show out again, but I'm not sure exactly. I think that's a good, that's a good prediction call because it could happen, or you know what I mean, but it's a hard call.
Yeah, I think they got to benefit a lot because a lot of teams didn't have to pass on them. They could just run it. So there was less attempts. They were just running it down Tennessee's throat every single game. So they didn't really have to be because whenever I watched and even looking, yes, they had I think the first or second least amount of yards allowed first, I think like 170
First.
yards.
They're first.
Right. Um, when you watch the game or you see the games that they're playing, they're not. It's not that the secondary's playing up to par. It's just that they're getting ran on the consistency of the game because they can. Without Jeffrey Simmons, that's the only guy that can stop anything. But you just run the opposite way of them. I'm not mad at you because I think number one, like you said, you're putting them number one because you saw it last year, them being number one in yards, but in points allowed, they were like 18th or 19th.
Right.
So I don't think they were all around top secondary. They
But
just allowed the least amount of yards. Go ahead.
right, but allowing the least amount of yards, right? One is hard to do in a pass-heavy league in the NFL. So give credit there. And I know you said they're 18th and giving up touchdowns. Again, they're going to fold after a while when they're on the field more than any other defense in the league. You're going to fold eventually. So that's why I'm giving them credit because, like Cody said earlier, if Cam Ward could keep the defense off the field a little bit more and keep that offense on the field, again, I think I see consistent numbers even with this defense, right? Because if you're sitting here telling me with the time of play that they were on the field was number one in the NFL, and they held these teams in least passing yards last season, to me it factors in. There is some coverage
Context.
The context of being elite is there. I feel like again, any defense is going to get worn out eventually and give up points. Eventually, when you're all like Will Levis was their quarterback.
Right.
So you give someone if you get someone like hopefully Cam Ward, right? We're all praying this Cam Ward to keep that defense to where they don't have to play majority of the time. Again, I think we still see consistent numbers in that. But that again, that's just my bold prediction when it comes to secondary. Because again, and that's why I didn't. I'm pretty sure no, like you don't have him in the top five. Cody, you didn't have top five. I don't know if Joe's gonna have him in the top five. But again, I think it's crazy even to not have him in the top five after the performance from last year. That's what I'm saying from when it comes to like an elite, because that's an elite number, right? So it's hard to ignore that an elite number with being on the field time of play more than any other secondary as well. So that's why I have them number one.
Do you think last year a lot of teams that prepared for their secondary and defense all in all just underestimated it and was like, oh, we're playing the Titans, so they didn't really prepare for playing a top defense, and that kind of just surprised a lot of teams?
I mean that could be something, but like Milton said, I think more teams were geared up to go run heavy against the Titans, and I think they were more successful in the run game with them. But again, that still doesn't, to a certain extent, that doesn't take away from what the Titans defense did when the ball was in the air, though.
For sure.
Right? So it's easy to say, well, they didn't get that many pass attempts, but when the pass attempts were there, they still held these teams to these below average numbers. So
No, I could see them being in the elite category possibly. L'Jarius Sneed can lock down anybody in the league. It's just who's on the opposite side of him. That's going to be really key because their safeties are pretty good. You have Monty Hooker and Xavier Woods. Probably top 15 safeties in the league at their respective position. It's just that second cornerback to me is going to be really key because this doesn't count to the secondary, but you lose Harold Landry, a key force in your defense the past couple of years. He's probably been one of their best franchise linebackers of all time. Jeffrey Simmons is coming off injury. You do not know what you're going to get out of him, a year after being throughout the injury bug. That's the thing where it kind of pushed back from, like, don't get me wrong, their defense was what held them in games more
Right.
times than not. And
Right.
I see it now, but now you're expecting the number one pick to have a number one defense, and it usually doesn't happen like that now. And he's gonna shoot them in the foot, where he's gonna probably have them on the field yet again more times than not.
But again, but to your point, where it benefits them, again, not trying to be funny, but what it benefits them is their division that they're in. They're not in a hard knock division. They're in a division of question marks right now. Is the question mark is still on Trevor Lawrence? That's still a question mark.
Mhm.
The question mark is on Travis Hunter, and that offense. Can the Jazz get that offense going? The question mark, unfortunately, on the Texans, no Tank Dell, just Nico Collins, no Stephon Diggs no more. So in the receiving core is not the same receiving core we've seen for the past few years. So that's a big question mark.
Mhm.
So again, it still kind of plays into their favor because of their division. And look at look at what they're going against in the division. In the Colts situation. Josh
Colts.
Downs I think is an amazing receiver. Michael Pittman, I think, is underrated. But again, we're thinking about Daniel Jones and freaking Anthony Richardson here.
Yeah.
When
Go ahead.
when I'm looking at their schedule right now, like, I can see it because their schedule, they're not playing like very great wide receivers. Because, like, if I go down real quick, the Broncos, their wide receiving core is mid at best.
Right.
The Rams, they're a problem. Then they
Yeah.
play the Colts. Michael Pittman's probably one of the worst wide receiver ones in football. The Texans, Nico Collins, he's the Cardinals. The Cardinals can be something possibly. It just all depends
Question
on
mark.
what Marvin Harrison Jr. gets
Right.
here. The Raiders, don't sleep on Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers. Then you play the Patriots, yawn. Then we play the Colts again. The Chargers, Lab McConkey, and that's about it. Then they play the Texans again. The Seahawks don't look the same. JSN probably can give them some numbers.
Right.
But Cup, you don't know what Cup you're gonna get. The Jaguars, BTJ, and Travis Hunter, possibly the Browns. The 49ers possibly be key, but they're gonna probably try to run the ball. The Chiefs, if Xavier Worthy's healthy, Hollywood Brown, the Saints, that wide receiving core is dismal, and then
The quarterback, forget the quarterback, forget the wide receiver core.
well,
Go ahead.
well, they probably got to upgrade, or address.
Nice, good one. Yeah.
And then the Jaguars once again. So whenever you look, like, I'm looking at their schedule, like, yeah, are they gonna have a good record? Possibly. I wouldn't be surprised if
No.
they win 7-8 games, possibly.
Yeah, sure.
But the wide receiving cores that this defense is gonna have to play against isn't that hard. Now, when I'm looking at it into depth,
Sure,
like, I can
but
see why.
I get it. And one, if this was, and again, we won't hold too much time on it, but if, like, you started coming at me for not having Tennessee in the top 15, fair. Every point you made is completely fair, and it's a good refutation to me not having them in the top 15. Having them number one, again, I just think they're getting the least amount of attempts in the league as far as pass attempts, because, again, it's the run attack. That doesn't mean that they're scared of the pass defense. It's just like, this is the easier option. We're just going to keep running it on them.
Right.
And I get what you're saying. Like, oh, okay, well, when they had to pass it on them, they never had to really pass it on them, though. They would just do it every now and again. That's the thing. Also, with them going into this year, they have no pass rush. Tell me where their pass rush is. You could have L'Jarius Sneed out there with a number 2. After a while, that number 2 is going to get open with no pass rush. So I just don't think they will be that's why I didn't have them. I don't think they'll be a top 15 secondary. You made valid points. I ain't here to just keep pushing it. But I just
But that's why I'm giving them, like, even more credit, because their front seven sucks. But, like, again, we're just talking pure secondary. I feel like even though they're gonna again, and that's why I feel like they can't benefit from having a front seven to make them look better. They have to put in the work, because their front seven is not good. So that's why I'm saying, like, to me, they're not hiding the shadows. They really have to go out there and play secondary defense. So that's why I'm saying, that's why I'm giving them credit.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
they're probably one of the few teams when we're looking at this list where they can't benefit from a front like what Jalen is saying. Because when I was looking at it, a lot of these teams do have a good front to go along with a good secondary. That's just how the team is put together. But when I was looking at the Titans, there's probably like one or like two other teams where their front is probably not that great compared to their secondary, where their secondary carries the defense as a whole.
Right.
Yeah. Last thing, just with the attempts, the least amount of attempts is Tennessee, then Washington, then Chicago, then the Giants, as far as under 30 attempts.
Mm.
With the Commanders, they also only allowed 189 yards. They're not
Mhm.
in anybody's top, right? Because
Right.
that's the and statistic wise in yards, again, they're number 2, or not actually number 2. They're probably like in the top 5. Let me not say that. I think the Eagles were number 1 and all that. So I
Are
just
they-
I don't just because they didn't attack the secondary, because Washington allowed what, the 30th most rushing yards. It's a give or take. I get your point. It's just with the attempts, I'm also not going to give them credit because it's the least amount of attempts. Like, sure, you're allowing the least amount of yards. Nobody's throwing it on you. Of course, it's less opportunities. But I get it. It's just that's why it's the same. I'm reversing the same
Right.
logic you're using. It's just I'm just reversing it. It's like, well, I don't give them credit because it's not.
The least
They're
amount.
not. It's like, all right, well, we'll see this year because
Yeah.
I think they will have to. They will. Offensive coordinators see the same thing we're looking at, same thing I'm looking at. They're like,
Yeah.
oh well, we'll see what happens. I just think, I'll just leave it at that. We'll see. Okay. Then we got some more pushback. Don't get me wrong, but I'll leave the Tennessee one for a while. So we'll wait at the end for this. Joe, give me your intro and go for it.
Alrighty, man. This is the Sports Mailman's top 15 secondaries going into next season. At number 15, I have the Green Bay Packers. Number 14, I have the New York Jets. Number 13, I have the Indianapolis Colts. Number 12, I have the Dallas Cowboys. Number 11, I have the Tennessee Titans. Number 10, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. So going on from 9 to 1 now. The Atlanta Falcons at number 9. Number 8, the Chicago Bears. Number 7, the Cleveland Browns. Number 6, the New England Patriots. Number 5, the Seattle Seahawks. Number 4, the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 3, the Baltimore Ravens. Number 2, the Houston Texans. And then number 1, the Denver Broncos.
Okay. All right. Before we get on everybody's list, anybody want to push back on Joe?
Why is Indiana on your list?
Talk to him,
Well,
please.
With Chardavius Ward coming in there is going to be a real key for them because now that means Kenny Moore can fill to his natural position, nickel corner, and that's going to be really key going on with Jalen Jones as the other side. So that secondary of cornerbacks is going to be really key. And then they brought in Cam Bynum from Minnesota, and I feel like that's going to be really key. He's going to be the eye in the sky to help out these guys. But Chardavius Ward in a new scheme and a new situation after what happened with him in San Francisco with his family and stuff. I feel like he's going to come back and he's going to show himself to be a top 5, top 8-ish cornerback like he's been in the years past. Last season, he was just a shell of himself. What man wouldn't have been, what he was going through. And when I was looking at this, Indy proved greatly on the defensive, but offensively, you know how that's going to be. But defensively, it's going to keep him in a lot of games, possibly. Like kind of almost, in my opinion, what the Titans are going to do for that offense, the Indianapolis Colts are going to do that for them.
Okay. I'm not
Jay-
mad at your reasoning.
I am, but
Yeah.
I'll save it. I'll save it. Jalen, do you have anything?
Did you put your Cowboys in your top 15?
12.
I had them at 12.
Putting the Cowboys in the top 15 second, he got scared.
I knew.
He got scared. He ran away. That's
I have them
we'll
right
talk
at
about that.
15. I was debating.
Nah, I
No,
disagree with Jalen. I mean, we'll talk about it though.
there's no reason. And I mean, there's no evidence or proof you can give me that the Cowboys secondary is top 15.
But why the Rams then? You same argument. Where you got the Rams at 15, 14, 13, 12. 12. So let's talk about number 12. Go ahead.
I have the Rams at 12. Now,
You got
I'm
the
not-
Rams. There's no evidence for that
I-
secondary being anything.
I'm not gonna lie.
My bad, man. I don't know what's
That's
going on with StreamYard. I'm not ducking the smoke if that's what you're thinking. With the
an echo.
Cowboys, man, their safety room is probably one of the best safeties in all of football. You can say what you want.
Wait, what? What'd you say?
I said
They
their
have the best
safety room.
Yeah,
I said
right.
one of the best. One of the best safety
Go
rooms.
ahead. Go ahead. Continue.
I'm like Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker.
Donovan Wilson last year, I think, allowed 6 touchdowns over his head. He's not a
But-
great. He's good for Cowboys. Love him for whatever reason. I just don't see it. Go
And
ahead.
then a healthy DeRon Bland and a healthy Trayvon Diggs.
Go ahead, Jay.
But
I'll
you-
let you go ahead.
Here's my thing with the quote unquote healthy Diggs and the healthy Bland.
Mhm.
The best year we saw from Bland was because of your front seven. You benefited from your front seven. We've never there is and it was just the interceptions. Like DeRon Bland best year was just for the interception that because of the pressure caused up front from the front seven. Him alone, we have no idea if he's really a lockdown corner or not. We don't have any type of evidence of that.
Mhm.
Trayvon Diggs is the most overrated corner in the NFL. So I don't, and you're talking about the safety room is one of the best in the NFL. I'm not gonna argue that. I don't think so at all. I just don't see how you have. I don't see how you have the Cowboys in the top 15 secondary when you, again, DeRon Bland is from what I would say unproven to a certain point of if it doesn't benefit from that front seven, he's not a lockdown. He's not a lockdown corner.
No, he's good though. He is good.
He's good, but he's not a lockdown.
But when
You
you're
gotta-
when
you
you're
gotta-
looking at it from 12 to 16, then you're kind of nitpicking. Top 10, I would not put them near the top 10. When I was looking at 12 to like 15, that's their range.
That's fine. You're right, because I'm not really here to argue no 12 to 15, honestly. Because if you
Right,
want to
it's
argue
the
the
top.
Rams
It's
one,
the top ones, right?
if you
Yeah,
want
like-
to argue the Rams one for me, I concede already. I'm not.
Okay.
arguing.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's
Yeah,
oh,
like-
they don't
like,
have to shut down.
I'm not gonna be like the biased Cowboy fans, like, oh, we're top 3 and second. No, we're not.
Definitely not.
But there's a possibility of us being top 12 to 15. You know,
Is Dick gonna be ready for the start of the year?
yeah.
Sure.
Maybe. All right,
I'm
real
like, and
quick,
then you were talking about the front, and that front, I feel like it's gonna get back to what it once was. I'm like, Ezraku, Sam Williams is back, Nealon is back. There's a lot of guys that they have on that front that can rush the quarterback, which
Can
I've
stop
talked
a
about.
run.
Huh?
Here's the
Cowboys
thing:
is
they're
back,
gonna be number one using and no shade. No, this is shade. This is a debate show using Jalen's logic. Dallas is gonna be number one because they're gonna have the least amount of attempts, and everybody's just gonna run it on them. So
Right. That's all
Y'all are
I'm
gonna be
thinking
top.
is
Yeah, like
I mean, it's fair.
I'm going by what they were doing a couple years ago when they were just rushing the quarterback and getting to the quarterback all throughout the whole season. But
Are you talking about when y'all
yeah.
lost to a 7 seed in the playoffs?
hey, dude, now you're making it perfect. I don't like.
Hey.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm trying to make sure we're talking about that year.
No, yeah,
You
that
could have
that
run
and
any others. Okay, good. Sorry.
no, and then remember before this game, I was like, I do not like this matchup whatsoever. I
You
was
did. You
screaming
did.
from the heavens,
You did.
like I hated it.
All
It's
right,
just
real quick.
with that secondary, they were like really injury prone last season. They're coming back healthy,
Maybe.
and say what you want. This is the future. We don't know what it's going to be like how you're saying the Titans are going to be number one.
All right, Cowboys have
Wow.
most hookers in the secondary.
wow.
You gotta get Brandon. I'm glad you're here, brother. Thank you. Dallas over Rams secondary by a mile. That was when I brought up the Rams. Their safety room led by Malik Hooker. LOL. You're tripping for saying that statement. Okay. Same can be said about Philly secondary benefiting from the front seven. You want to respond to that?
No, bro. I will
So-
give you that in the Super Bowl for sure.
But that's part
I'll
of
give you that
defense.
just in the Super. I'll give you that argument
Yeah.
for the Super Bowl.
It's just harder to because you're going off secondaries. It's not the defense as a whole. Now we're like looking at like position groups and stuff like that. So it gets a little tougher because some of these teams have possibly top 5 cornerbacks, but you wouldn't put them in like top 8 secondaries.
But here's my thing. Trying to, I guess, with the comment of
Go ahead.
you can't say the same about with Philly's D line, who is the elite edge rusher on that team? Because I don't know it. Because we don't have one. We don't have an elite edge rusher on that team. Our best lineman is an interior lineman in Jalen Carter. So, like, what I'm talking about is a whole front seven, right? Well, I'm talking about your Cowboys that year with Michael Parsons and all of them, that whole group. Straight dogs. Well, how many sacks did y'all have that year?
Had a lot.
Like over 100 at least.
A shit ton.
Wow.
Did Phillies just do that? Absolutely not. That secondary was that secondary.
Yeah, Vic
That's what I'm saying, that's the
Fangio
difference.
put his print. Yeah. I agree with you. I don't agree with Chi-Town on that one. I think y'all secondary, even if you watch the play, Chi-Town, I think you just dislike the Eagles. But if you watch their play,
He does.
all around, you could see Vic Fangio, which we both love Vic Fangio. So I don't understand where the hate's coming from. I mean, it's just the Eagles. But
He's just helping out his podcast running mate, I guess. Appreciate it.
yeah,
Alex.
in all honesty, with Philly, so on my list, Philly was number 4. On Cody's list, Philly was number 3. Jalen, on your list, they were number 4. And on Joe's, they were number 4. I would actually have had them higher, but I just don't know. Just because I appreciate Vic Fangio, but this isn't about like the defense coordinator mixed with what you have. Because of your young talent and I think your lack of the second corner, because Cooper DeJean, I think, is just going to be a nickel. You could correct me. You could correct me if I'm wrong.
He is.
Well,
He
Adore Jackson from the Giants, I think he's going to be.
If he pans out, which he could, he has the speed. He's a veteran mind. He can pan out. It's just that's the only reason why I would have had him at 3, but I'm leery on that part.
Because I was going back and forth between the Ravens and Eagles, between 4 and 3. There was like little things I was like looking at, and is Reed Blankenship still with y'all, Jalen, or what's going on with him?
Yeah, Reed Blankenship, he's still there. What are you talking about?
I was looking at the depth chart for some reason. I didn't see him on there.
He's on. We still have the exciting whites.
Yeah, the elite whites. That's you got it, dude. What are you gonna say, Jalen?
It's crazy to think that there's going to be 2 teams with starting white cornerbacks next season.
It's not crazy. You racist asshole. I'm just kidding. That's racist.
I'm like, we hadn't seen it like in 30 years. Like, what was it, Seahorn or from the Giants? That was the last time we saw it.
Yeah. He was cold too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't see it rare. Like, it's very rare we see it. But for some reason, Iowa is pumping them out now. They even have a guy there.
That's all Iowa got is a bunch of white elite defensive players and wrestling. That's what Iowa has. Go ahead.
But I was gonna say, to the point of like having a beneficial front seven, like again, like them Cowboys did a few years ago. That front seven was scary, right? Like, and they just figured out you can run it, but you could not pass the ball on them at all, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, when I'm thinking about the Eagles, again, our best lineman is Jalen Carter, interior lineman. We have a rotation of committee on the D line. I think that's what does it. But when I think of like an elite front seven or even line, the Giants have a better line than we do right now.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Possibly.
If we rank lines,
I agree.
They probably had like a top 3 line. The Giants.
That's what I'm saying. I don't look at the Eagles D line and say, "Oh, we have the best." I think we have the best interior lineman in the game in Jalen Carter. I think that, but a group.
If we're ranking like defense as a whole, like I would easily have the Eagles top 2 or top 3 at least.
Right, but we're not.
Like no
so
further.
Let's stick with secondary. Let's stick with secondary. I want to get some of these, get y'all's logic that y'all were using on some of these. And if y'all again want me to defend it, I am happy to defend it. When it comes to Cody, let me go on yours because yours.
I already know what you're about to say.
Yours pissed me off big time. Okay. Houston, Denver, Philly, top 3. I'm not mad at that at all. Buffalo being so high, I agree. I don't agree with Joe's point, but I agree that that's pretty freaking high. Seattle, Detroit, Green Bay. I'm not sold on Green Bay, but I don't think that's blasphemous. Now, you and Jalen and Joe, all 3 of you, I want one of you to make a valid argument that will appease my logical ears. Pittsburgh Patriots. As a secondary. You pissed me off with that, Cody, but I'll leave that alone.
I was late on it.
I can't believe you did that. But
I had Pittsburgh at 10, but I'm like Deshaun Elliott, Minka Fitzpatrick,
Joey Porter at 11. They'll be decent. They'll be middle of the field, I think. 11 through 15ish.
I'm about to say respectfully, I ain't trying to argue nothing outside the top 10.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Jalen, I'll leave you. I got you on your top 10. I'll get
Okay.
there. But okay, not Joe. Cody, you just tell me. I get you're saying they'll be middle of the pack, but
Right.
as of the last couple of years, their secondary, their passing defense has not been good. They've just been able to stop the run. That's it.
Right.
There's Minka's great. I love Minka. I think top safety. He is that. I agree. He does way more than a lot of other safeties are called to do. So even when his stats don't hit a certain line, it's like if you're watching it, you see why. He's asked to do way more than all these other safeties. So I'm all with Minka. When it comes to their secondary, though, that has not been a top 15 secondary the last couple of years. So why is it going to be now?
No, it's just me with Joy Porter, the way he's improved over these years. Joy Porter is going to be the guy, and then you have Darius Slay that's going to be there to coach him up, and that's going to be really key.
Darius Slay.
I had him at 10. I didn't.
I'm just kidding.
I'm like, you say what you want. Like, he's not going to be asked to be the cornerback 1 anymore. He's now going to be asked to be the cornerback 2. He's going to be there to help out and coach out a lot of these guys. So I just think them two on both sides of the ball are going to be really good.
Okay.
I agree with Joe.
That's fair.
My thing is with the Darius Slay, with the Joy Porter actually getting better from last season.
Mm-hmm.
And of course you got Minka over the top. So I do like that secondary. I just couldn't put him in the top 10 though, because again, Slay's on like his last leg. But I still like him in the top 15.
Let's talk about. Well, y'all made a valid argument, so I'm happy. I'm appeased. I ain't got no smoke. I think they could be better than Atlanta with that information. Fair enough. Jalen, you want smoke? Here we go. Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Make an argument because I don't.
I
see
thought
it.
I'm on
about it.
Sanders. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow, that's hilarious. You should.
Yeah.
Man, you should.
Shiloh, you should have committed to that.
Should have committed.
No, I'm not. But I'm not trying to be funny. I'm really not. I did not mean to put the Bucks at 7th. I'm not being funny. I meant to put I meant to put the Jets there. And realized it at the time that I didn't mean to put the Bucks in the top 10. I meant to put the Jets there. So
The Jets.
Okay. Well,
Like,
if
we're ranking safeties, maybe you could put them top 6.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't mean to put the Bucks there. Like when
safeties,
I said it, I was
you
like,
got
oh,
it. Yeah.
But I meant to put the Jets. The Jets are my. If y'all can change y'all's list, put Jets for me number 7.
Okay.
Jets. Jets.
Right. I'm not mad at that. Now, tell me, Cody, without saying, well, I just think you suck. The Patriots, not being in the top 15. Forget where me and all the rest of us have it. That's
I didn't even realize that.
He had not even in the. If you had 15, I would actually be kind of upset. But tell me, give me.
I don't know. When I was just kind of running it off in my head and thinking of the different teams, the Patriots just didn't stand out to me. I know y'all have a solid secondary. I'm not saying y'all don't.
This is what we're doing.
It didn't come to my head in the list at the time. I made my list on the fly. Okay, so
all right.
Where do you think, sir, that the Patriots should be inserted here?
So let's go with the median and let's try. I think anything less than top 10, I don't see an argument for. So I have him number 6. 2, 3, 4, 5. Jalen has him number 6. Joe has him number 6. I don't like that number 3 times, but hey, we're here, and Lord bless us, please.
What about y'all's front this year? You think that's going to affect at all y'all's secondary?
I think Barmore coming and Milton Williams helping with the pass rush and Landry coming over to help with the pass rush will help, because last year our pass rush is absolutely terrible. Yet, even with that and our injuries on the secondary, we were still, I think, 11th or 12th in yards against the pass.
Where were y'all against attempts on y'all as far
attempts?
as
people were throwing it on us. Let me see real quick. We were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10th on attempts.
10th on attempts, okay.
Yeah, so it was like, well, we sucked at stopping the run too. So I mean, they were doing both on us. It's okay. But I think with Carlton Davis coming over to be the number 2 corner, when Carlton Davis was healthy in Detroit, he was a key factor to making that passing defense look reasonable. Then, of course, it just everything hit the fan, not just because of him, but the pass rush. That's a different conversation. But Carlton Davis coming over, Peppers, Duggar did have his worst year, so I will be honest and upfront and say Duggar just got paid for his
Let
worst
down last year, though,
which is
yeah.
crazy. That's so wild. Like, okay, you've been killing it for us. You have your worst year and you get paid. That's kind of funny, and Christian Gonzalez, he's going to be him, Patrick Surtain. If you look at just individual corner play, him, Surtain, Stingley, Sauce Gardner, those guys by themselves, as far as passer rating allowed, as far as completion percentage, those are your elite guys. That's
Right.
of the last couple years. No offense, Joe. Deron Bland, no. He has a lot of interceptions, but he's
No,
not.
I wouldn't.
You could get completions on him easily.
Yeah, I
Quinyon
wouldn't
Mitchell,
argue that.
I think Quinyon Mitchell can be on his way up. I think more than likely, I don't know if you like this take, Jalen, is Cooper DeJean, like last year specifically, played better than Quinyon Mitchell. He did. It was completion percentage allowed, better. Per passer rating allowed, better. So I think he just played. Don't get me wrong. Yes, he wasn't asked to do as much as Quinyon. Fair enough. But
If anything, I would boot the Cowboys out at 15 and then put the Pats in at 15, if that makes you feel better.
It makes me
I'll
feel
take it.
better.
I'll take it. Yeah, it makes me feel better. Chi-Town, to your point, yes, Jalen Johnson as well. It's just Jalen Johnson as well. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, Jalen Johnson as well. He had a bad year last year, though,
Cool.
compared to what he did the year before.
Oh yeah, Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson. Not a bad year. Let me clarify.
I still just feel like the Patriots defense, all in all, is still more in the show it stage. I know that y'all
it's a
have
work in
good
progress.
talent. Right.
It's a work in progress. I agree.
I just don't think it's as established yet for top 10-ish.
That secondary, I'll take Christian Gonzalez over.
Hell yeah, I'd take
Come on,
Christian
dude.
Gonzalez for sure.
You just keep on slandering.
Yeah, that was unnecessary.
I would.
Hey, so Jalen, I'm gonna throw down the gauntlet. I've been waiting for you to come back. You've been on hiatus a couple weeks.
Uh-oh.
That Thursday night game, whoever wins, we have to wear the opposite team's gear the next show. What do you think?
Yeah, Jalen's not doing it.
I would never wear Cowboys gear.
Especially
I'm
a
like a
first
hat. I'm
game,
not saying you
anything
gotta-
can happen.
I'm like a hat. Wear a hat.
You won't catch me in it, bro. I despise the Cowboys that much.
That's
I'll
disgusting.
I'm like,
I'll
that's
do
how much I despise the Eagles too. That I'm gonna say, I'm gonna be like Charles Barkley, guaranteed.
Or I got an idea if y'all are up for it. I say whoever loses, the person that loses has to do 10 push-ups, record themselves. Somebody has to record them. And while they're doing the push-ups, if Joe loses, if the Cowboys lose, you have to do the Eagles chant. And if the Eagles lose, then you got to spell out the Cowboys like you would do the Eagles chant. And it has to be recorded and posted.
What is a Cowboys chant? They have one?
No, nothing. It's just the
Yeah.
Eagles, but
We them
spell the
boys.
Cowboys.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
say
there
we're.
you
I'll
go.
say
We the
we're
boys.
Do that. Do that. Thank you, Joe. Is that fair? I think that's a fair, because it's game one. I'm with you, Jalen. I wouldn't bet a lot on game one anyway.
I'm not
That's
saying
what I'm
betting.
saying.
That's what I'm just saying. We wear some gear.
That's a lot, though. I'm
Wearing
under,
it,
I
I'm gonna
understand.
say where
That's-
catching me in Cowboys gear is crazy.
That's like you telling me to put on a Peyton
That's
Manning
like-
or a
that's
New York
like me
Giants
too.
hat.
I'm like,
I'm
that's
not
just saying
doing that.
me to wear a Red Sox jersey, me to wear an Eagles jersey.
Over my dead body.
Or if you tell me to, it's Nick Foles, it's Peyton
Eli
Manning, and
Manning.
it's anything with the Giants.
And any
I'm
Brock
not-
Purdy or Derek Carr slander. Yeah.
No, I'm cool with that. I'm cool.
Yeah,
How
you
about-
want to
Make a
do a
point.
bet Milton to wear an Eli jersey?
How about
No.
this? How about this? If your Cowboys beat my Eagles week 1, I will for a week. I'll go on TikTok Live and
Do it with Cowboys in your background?
no, I'll go on TikTok Live and I'll say for a week that Dak is better than Jalen Hurts.
Okay, but you can't do any subtle things like
No.
wink at the camera.
I would defend it. All those people on TikTok that know me as an Eagle fan, I would defend it for a whole week. I would defend Dak Prescott's name over Jalen Hurts if y'all win.
And if
Is that
if the Eagles win, I'll make like a video. Jalen Hurts owns Dak Prescott.
Yeah, we could do that. That's fine.
I like.
I'll do that.
Okay, I like. All right, that's cool. All
Hey,
right,
I'll-
let me-
I'll-
Now
I'll-
for us, Milton, when the Texans play that. No, I'm just kidding.
Do we play y'all?
I don't know, but
I don't think we play. I don't think we
hopefully
play
y'all don't.
And I wouldn't bet you. I'm not confident. Again, I agree with you on saying we're a work in progress. I sure do. And y'all aren't a work in progress, so I'm not doing that. That's not a good bet for me. But let's see. So Jalen just wants to do top 10. All right. Well, there's no top 10 because freaking Tampa Bay was my only issue with you.
Okay.
Let's go. Yeah, Tampa Bay. When you said that, my eyebrow lifted. I said, okay, I don't understand that.
My
Because I
bad.
know you're big on Tampa Bay. I know you. So I was like, okay, maybe he's been steering up this and I don't know, has something. Take this bet. I'll be on TikTok live. You see it. Mr. Money. I'm assuming this is from Jalen's TikTok. Well, the People's Debate TikTok hosted by Jalen. If it is, thank you for being here. And also make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. Otherwise, again, I'm not going to have a good night. Okay. All right. There was a couple others. So let me go with Joe.
They're all on my list.
Yours are, but one you said you winged it, so I can't.
Yeah, I did.
Much. I can't pick on you too much, dude. I'm glad. Okay, here's one, and you don't have to defend it too much, Jalen or Cody, but not. And I understand the team is not going to be good. So again, this isn't team. None of that. Tell me, because me and Joe are seeing eye to eye on this. I had Cleveland at 8. Joe had them at 7.
Yeah.
Cleveland's secondary.
Yeah.
How are they not top 15? Forget top 10. Maybe I'm blasphemous for that, but top 15, Cleveland secondary. Tell me how. Even last year, they played not great. Still a top 15 secondary. Go ahead.
Right. And I will say this about Cleveland. Cleveland, I just don't think nothing good is going to come out of Cleveland anymore.
Because of what they did to us? I think
because of what they did to you.
Yeah,
I can't put Cleveland on a top nothing list because they let me down so much last year that even if they do, oh well, I don't care. But no, their secondary is still good, right? Their secondary, like quarterback situation aside, location being in Cleveland aside, like their secondary is good. It is phenomenal. I just couldn't put them on the list because I don't want to put them on the top 10, top 15 list and they poop it because their emblem is poop, the Browns. So yeah,
that's something. Yeah, they really need to change that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I will admit they are a good secondary.
Like all around, it's the same secondary. I don't know how they've been able to keep the band together. And again, to be fair, Denzel Ward had a good year, but I can't. The other two, Newsome and I can't think of the other one's name. They had a down year, so I'll say that.
Denzel Ward's gonna decline this year, I think.
Well, he's getting older, but we'll see. I mean, last year he allowed more touchdowns than he's had in the last 2-3 years.
So and Myles Garrett's gonna force trade midseason.
No, he's not.
Yeah, yeah. He got his money. He's about to be like, fuck this place. I'm tired of going 0-6 to start the season.
I think they have something up their sleeve. Let me keep going. Something up their sleeve where like the win over under is at like 4, right? Mm-hmm. I think they go. The easy answer is to go under. I think they go over. The offense, yes, it's up in the air. The quarterback's up in the air. That defense is going to with even the.
Let me see their schedule.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to be good for me, but yeah, I just think the defense is going to play better than they did last year. Jim Schwartz is coming back. The rookie that they brought in, he's going to help Myles Garrett tremendously. The secondary, if they stay healthy, is going to be good. But real quick, yes, sir, I'm subscribed.
Oh, yeah, no, they're starting 0-5.
Well, sure. They played
a Bengals, Ravens, Packers, Lions, Vikings, Steelers.
Actually, well, sure, they probably will go in 0-5, but towards the end, maybe. I'm just kidding. Real quick though, Jalen, who is this guy, dude? Hey, Mr. Money, I want you to tell me who your team is, because if you're this one guy that I heard Jalen talking about, and I heard your comments, yeah. I got some issues with you.
I don't know
if this is that Dolphins fan, yeah, I was there. I heard everything.
Oh, the Dolphins fans.
I was pissed.
Oh yeah, when he said 17-0.
No. I've never heard a Dolphins fan say that. He was being realistic. He even said the highest they'll win is, I think he said 8 games. Yeah, 8 games. He was realistic, but then he had to clown on the Patriots,
Yeah,
or
he
he
said
said the Jets
they
were
ain't
going to be
nothing to
better
worry
than the
about.
Patriots. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. That
The
pissed me off.
highest they'll get is Tua's medical bills.
Okay.
Wow. See, that I don't go that far. Like Jose, when he jumped on, he said something about Tua's thing. I won't ever talk about Tua's health. So yeah, not me. Not me.
We're cruel around here.
No, yeah, 100%. You and Jose, just like that. Okay.
Yeah, Panthers.
The Panthers.
Panther. Okay, he's lying. There's no way he's a freaking Panther fan. Okay, let's. All right.
Oh,
Well,
is that? Hold on.
is he a
the
real?
Panthers?
That's crazy.
Because there was a guy
No way, because I did talk to a few Panthers fans this
the
week.
other day.
I've never
I did.
ever in my life. Oh, here we go. Let me ask you. And again, it's not. You don't have to make a. You can make a point. Please make a point. But I'm not gonna like fight you on it. I just want to know why in Cody and Jalen, why do y'all have Minnesota there? With secondary, again, when we talk about overall defense, sure, I have no issue with that. Secondary wise, Brian Murphy is there. They lost Cam Bynum. Tell me, just give me something that makes sense.
I put them there because they finished top 10 last year. And again, the Vikings finished top 10 secondary grading wise. I think they finished in the top 10.
Okay, I know points allowed. They didn't allow a lot of points against the pass, but yards they allowed a lot. They were like 28th in yards.
Yeah,
but they were top 5, top 6 in points, so that probably averaged out.
Yeah, but the total secondary grade that they got from last year was in the top 10 grade.
I believe it. 24 interceptions.
So that's why again that's why I put them in there. And also was looking at it from a standpoint, kind of the same thing I was doing for the Titans. It's kind of similar there.
Okay,
that's why I put them there.
But they had 24 interceptions. Again, we spoke off air. I'm cool with it. I think it's name by name basis. That's why I didn't put them really.
Fair enough.
But
yeah.
Last year, again, what the defensive coordinator always does, he does that. It's like he's been that guy even when he was with us. Bend don't break. Bend don't break. Bend don't break. Hopefully this year they get even better because now they have the interior help on the defensive line. Okay.
Yeah, my reasoning is Brian Flores. So
Brian, I respect it. Remember when Joe had to win in 2 games? All of my pushback was saying
that was nuts.
They have Brian Flores and Kevin O'Connell. There's zero chance that they win 2 games. I hope this year.
I don't think we posted that on TikTok. Too bad we didn't have to. We didn't post
fair
that.
enough. I'm not going to look for it either. It's all good. And now this year when we start doing all that, yes, I'm post all the bad takes that me, you, Jalen, Cody, any of us make. Jose, that's getting posted immediately. And I'll post mine. And I'm fine. Especially I put the Saints one out there. I put a lot of them. It's all good. And I was honest with Jalen on his group chat. He said something about the Dolphins fan said something about, oh yeah, didn't they say Mac Jones was going to be the quarterback? And he was trying to defend us. I was like, nah, I did. That was me. I was one of those guys. So
I was trying to pretend. I was like, we didn't even have the podcast start at the time.
Yeah. I got to be honest, man. It is.
You're like, who? Mac Jones.
Man of integrity.
Mac Jones.
Hold on real quick. Can the Dolphins get a court order against 2? Okay. I should have read. I got to start reading some of these first. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I didn't put it up.
When it comes to the secondary units, fellas, all of us in a way had the same top 3: Baltimore, Denver, Houston. Again, Jalen is the oddball out. I understand your reasoning, and you can be the genius, and I will clip this if you are. If you don't get it right, I'm not going to clip it. But if you get it right, I will 100% clip it because I just don't see it.
With the Titans number 1?
Yep.
I'm like, if that becomes
that,
the thing where they are the premier secondary, I hope the Titans show love to Jalen on that post.
Yeah, you will. You've hit it. If you hit it, again, I'll definitely post it. I finally watched a talk show that's the like shouty shows. What's the one with LaShawn McCoy and Acho?
Oh yeah,
The Room, or what was it called? Like
whatever.
Talk
I have
or
no
something?
idea. Don't. Again, I hate the way all of them debate. But funny enough, Acho said they were talking about the Vikings, and I wish like it was a live chat. They were like, anybody that says they could see Van Ginkel having a great year is lying. That was like, oh, I said he was going to have a great year. What's going on with it? But anyways,
Right.
that it was funny that he
Like all
specifically
caps.
said, it specifically said Van Ginkel. I said,
I'm
well,
like, he must have watched one of the episodes when Milton was going on about Van Ginkel.
right, he probably like, yeah, this guy's full of it. He doesn't know anything. It's like, all right, yeah, that's fine. But yeah, with Houston, I think we all agree. Houston, Denver, Baltimore, and Philly will be a top 5 secondary.
Yeah, I wanted to put Seattle a little bit higher, but it's just, can Tariq Woolen go back to what he was a couple of seasons ago as his rookie season? Because they have Julian Love, they have Kobe Bryant as their safeties. Devin Witherspoon can possibly become an elite cornerback this season because he was really good last season. Tariq Woolen is just a big thing for them. I'm like, he forgot how to tackle for some reason, and he is like a reason why I kind of have them at 5 and not higher.
Okay. Yeah, so Jalen, Tampa Bay's not in the top 15, right?
No.
Met the Jets. Okay.
Who'd you replace them with? You said
The Jets. The Jets are
Jets,
fine.
okay.
The Jets being that high is questionable, but I mean, even last year,
Yeah.
they played
They got
fine with
Sauce,
the terrible
right?
team. Sauces. The Sauce slander is crazy. Have you
But yeah,
heard?
but doesn't Jalen say Sauce sucks?
Overrated is what I said.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're not going to do that. It's
You're
an
like,
hour.
we're
We're
not
good
gonna
on
show for that.
time. We're good on time right now. Maybe another time. You're great. You're
he's a good he's a good corner. He's not the best in the league. But that's what I'm saying. People have him number 1. That's
Do you have him in
people-
at least the top
people-
5?
Top
people-
7.
He's in the top 6.
Okay.
Man, that's
Bro.
I mean, there are.
we gotta start thinking when we're talking elite here, guys. That we just give number 1 rankings to just anybody.
so number
PS2,
1. I agree.
Stingley, and then after that, I'm like, who do you have Stingley as your in the top 2?
It's Pat Surtain
Of course.
by a mile.
Yeah.
Stingley number 2.
Okay.
Okay,
We
look
can
at you, Cody. You're getting some love, huh?
I don't know about by a mile though. It's a little.
That's
By
what
a-
No, I
by
feel
a
like
mile.
I'm like,
Oh,
he was the first cornerback to win Defensive Player of the Year since
it's
when,
not even
like
close.
Gilmore.
I think.
Gilmore.
I
Yeah.
would
Been a
say
minute.
by a mile though. Like, come on.
I would like, if I'm building a team and
Stingley is top in interceptions, top in cover grade, top in
been
all
one
that.
season.
Well,
Yeah,
last year.
Yeah,
Last year. The year before
he
it was
did
good.
He
but
did it.
wasn't
Yeah,
top.
as soon as he came back from
And
injury.
that's
so
what I
it's been
said. I
like
was
a
like, they
season and
need
a half.
him to become the elite cornerback, and I said that. I'm like, he shows promise, and he did it. Now he has to do it again. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'll
Fair
say
enough.
if Stingley keeps it up, then yeah, for sure.
It will become a big debate if he ends up playing the way he did last season
This year,
and just
yeah.
adds to it a little
course,
bit. There's going to be a big conversation about who is the best cornerback in the league.
Now
My
keep
opinion.
going, Jalen. Keep going, Jalen.
By a mile right now.
Okay.
Can you
A mile.
right now? But Stingley's number 2. That's great. That's like
Yeah.
he's still elite.
You-
I'm not dogging Stingley. I just think Pat is a Hall of Famer, already, like a future Hall of Famer.
Right.
I'm like, he locks down the one side of the field. Like you haven't seen that since Revis to me.
So yeah. And then so 3 through 6, because I'll stop at 6. So Sauce again. If you I'm gonna put him at my 6th or 5th for that. Nah, it's really by a mile. Nah,
That's where I'm having issues. So I can see Stingley being 2.
That's
Yeah.
the Dolphins fan.
Well, I don't know if that. No, Brandon's
Oh,
he stays on the comments. Which shout out to you, Brandon, for always being here, brother.
Tell your
I-
friends
I-
about it.
I don't. Yeah, please tell your friends to subscribe. Don't just tell them about us. Tell them to subscribe, or I'm not going to sleep well tonight. All right, but with
Yeah, make
after
that a
Stingley-
t-shirt.
I'm gonna keep making things because people need to start subscribing. I'm get really upset and sad. But with Stingley is number 2, number 3. Like you could argue Jalen Johnson, right? And I'm just gonna throw some names out there for you.
I'm gonna put Ladarius Sneed there.
You're crazy, dude.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No,
And for
I'm not.
over
Y'all-
Sauce, over Sauce.
Yes. Why
All
are we
right, don't
doing
make.
this?
All right, why are we doing this? Because you're doing this.
Ladarius Sneed is a better corner than Sauce Gardner.
No, he's not. Dang it, Joe was gonna say.
I
right.
I get. Oh my. Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm taking Jalen Johnson for sure
Okay.
over Sauce
I'm not-
Gardner.
See, I'm not mad at that. Okay, fine. You're not taking L'Jarius Sneed over Jalen Johnson, are you?
No, you put Jalen Johnson third.
Third? Okay. I'm
Yeah,
okay
Jalen
with that.
Johnson. I'm not going to disrespect Jalen Johnson. Put him
I'm
third.
okay. Let's go because L'Jarius Sneed was injured last year, so I'm not even gonna count his last year.
I would take Trent McDuffie before I took Sauce
Stop.
Gardner.
Okay,
See,
yeah.
right,
Okay.
thank you. I'm
We're
okay.
ending
We don't-
this
we're
here.
done.
No,
We're
no,
shutting
this
this
is
down,
we're
guys.
You have
never
no
gonna no. We're never gonna do that again because this same panel. Remember last year when I said Joe Mixon was gonna be a top 5 running back? Y'all like, no, take Joe Mixon out. Joe Mixon
He
not gonna be
wasn't
a
a
top
top
5 running
five.
back.
He wasn't a top 5 running back.
He was top 10.
He was
Jalen
top
said
10.
top 10.
I
not top
disrespected.
5.
I did. Oh yeah,
Y'all,
you said top 10.
yeah,
You're right.
like
You're
y'all
right.
disrespected my running back
I did.
last year and
I
made
did.
me change it up. So
Yeah.
I'm not doing that again.
You-
Like, I'm gonna stick
What
with my
about
running back.
Denzel Ward?
No, not now.
Over Sauce? No.
No, I'm
Him
just talking
saying,
about
like,
I
no.
put okay. Sauce is number 5. Sauce is 5. But I'm
Oh, McDuffie's over Sauce. That's what's throwing me off right now. It's killing me.
No, he said Jalen Johnson and Sneed.
yeah. That's what I said. Sauce is
No.
5.
All right. Well,
I
still,
put Sauce
Sneed's
at
still
5,
killing me.
but I'm taking I'm staying with Ladarius Sneed. I will take Ladarius Sneed over
no.
Sauce.
He has been L'Jarius Sneed and Jair Alexander. Those are his two cornerbacks.
Oh, I
that he loves.
forgot my boy Jay. Yeah, Sauce back to 6. Jair at 5. I forgot about my boy Jair Alexander. Thank you, Joe. Jair all day. Yeah.
Sauce just needs to be on another team and he'd shoot up to top 3, bro.
Y'all are tripping, dude. All right.
And then Christian Gonzalez is number 7.
He's creeping. He's creeping. He's
Number
creeping
7,
up there.
right there.
Creeping.
But yeah, I'm taking. Yeah, thank you, Joe, for my boy Jair. I forgot.
You're not taking Gonzalez over Sauce, though, right?
No.
Not yet.
It's like he ain't getting that crazy.
Sauce
Not
is
yet.
number 6. Sauce is number 6. Again, he's good. I'm not saying he's good, but people was having a 1 and 2 conversation last year. That belongs to Pat and Stingley. Like 1 and 2, that's that. This Sneed, I'm sorry, Sneed is cold. Like I think he's underrated.
I just think with Sauce, because everybody came in with Aaron Rodgers, like, oh, he's gonna be the savior. That defense is good, and that's why. And then everything went to shit. So that's why it went like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. A guy that L'Jarius Sneed, other than I think the last year with Kansas City, that was a all-time year. I give him all the credit in the world for that. Other than that year, he's allowed more touchdown than he ever gets interceptions. So I don't see how he's over Sauce. Sauce doesn't do that. I don't. That was Sauce allowed 1 touchdown each year, 2022, 2023, 2024. I don't, just because, he doesn't have these crazy interceptions. That's, you understand that, Jalen.
Mhm.
They're not targeting him like that because they know what's possibly going to happen. But even when they do, nothing good happens for them.
Yeah, but,
You know what I
here's my thing. Here's my downfall with Sauce. I'm being so serious. Yeah, pass coverage all day. You got it. I'm not bad at that. But when it comes to playing physical football, you cannot
tackling.
you cannot call on Sauce, and we all know that. Like,
Well, I pick L'Jarius over, like, as far as tackling ability. Sure, I agree.
but that's what I'm saying.
There.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if I need Sauce to fill a gap, he can't do it. Like, if I need him to on a cornerback blitz to fill a gap, he won't do it. Like, he just can't. Like, that takes away from part of being a cornerback to me. That's why, like, Pat and Stingley, I can line Stingley up at a damn linebacker position if I need to, and he'll play it.
I ain't mad at
So I'm
that.
just saying that the physicality of it when you can, it is good when you can be a shutdown corner in the passing game. Yes, that puts you top 5. But you
You just
can't
pushed them out.
right. But I'm just because you can't make an effect in a run game.
But if you're leaps and bounds over one guy consistently, again, I'll give Sneed 1 year
Country
over Sauce. I will give him that. Last year with Kansas City, he played phenomenal, especially even in the playoffs. It led all the way into the playoffs. Other than that, there is not an argument that I can see other than tackling. But again, if we go that way, it's like, okay, well, Minka Fitzpatrick isn't as good as this guy because this guy knows how to tackle more than him. That's not a good argument. I don't think that's it.
I can do this. I can leave. I can put Sauce top 5, but at 5.
All right, at least top 5. Or I'll take it.
Cooper
put Sauce
DeJean?
top
I'll take it
5.
where I can get it. Stop it.
No, okay.
So Pat, Stingley, Jalen Johnson, Darius Sneed, Sauce.
Fine. All right, give me one more. When it comes to L'Jarius Sneed, which I disagree, everybody that's watching, I completely disagree. I disagree 100% with this guy's list. Respectfully, when you say L'Jarius Sneed and then Sauce, it's very close. Okay, I just want to make sure stay by a mile this time.
Not by a mile. The only by a mile is Pat Surtain.
We're not hearing that.
Little in every corner right now. He's doing his own thing.
All right, real quick. Hold on. PFF said Tom Brady is the best quarterback and Aaron Donald is the best defensive tackle currently in NFL because it's still 2022. What, Brandon? Sometimes this was very random, dude. No love for my guy JC Horn. So my bad, brother. And I guess you are a Carolina fan because that's JC Horn has the potential to be a top 10 corner. Top 7, possibly. It's just he can't have the consistency with health. That's it, dude. That's literally it. JC Horn, talent-wise, is just as talented as all the guys we named that's not named Pat Surtain. So he's right there. It's just he doesn't have the tape for it. He doesn't have the stats for it, and he doesn't have the health. It's the only reason.
Stingley has a 90.3 PFF cover grade over the past 2 seasons, which is higher than any corner, along with his 12 interceptions. I do not see how he's a mile behind.
By a mile.
That is crazy.
A country mile.
So let me put this out there. One, I don't agree with Jalen saying a mile over Stingley. I don't agree. I think overall body of work by a mile.
Stats-wise, you could argue Stingley has better stats.
It depends. It's context with it, and also you bringing up PFF that could get tricky, dude. Because if you go by PFF, that means all right. You swear by PFF, and if we swear by PFF, you're not going to agree on a lot of things PFF has to say.
Then Sauce is number 1, right? Yeah.
Right. If you go to PFF, Sauce.
But yeah, they love Sauce.
They love Sauce on PFF. That is true.
Yeah. Again, this PFF is good. It just can't be like the only.
You just say Sneed is number 3 on PFF. Just saying.
Like overall or last 2 years or what?
Overall.
Who?
Last couple seasons.
Oh, Sneed.
I was about to say this last season with Kansas City, dude. It just that boosted his numbers. It was a fantastic year by a corner, being an actual shutdown, and like you said, good against the run. So I agree with all that point. But all right, fellas. Well, one more question and we'll be out. What's a secondary that didn't make your top 15 list that can surprise? And Cody, I don't want to hear. Yep, I knew you were going to say that. No, I don't want to hear from you because it better be that name, please. I'll start and let y'all think about it. I'll take the easy route and say Pittsburgh Steelers. Y'all kind of changed my mind a little bit on that one.
With me, it's the Panthers.
What?
Wow!
All right.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, didn't expect that one.
Yeah, JC Horn, man, if he's healthy,
but who else?
He can be a sneaky good.
Who else?
So Travis Morwig as their safety is pretty good.
And
Nick
he is.
Scott, and then Nick Scott is their other safety is just who is their second quarterback. They have a guy named Michael Jackson there, and then
shout out to that guy, huh?
Chase Smith-Wade. So those are the 2 guys that need to step up. Like their safeties are pretty good. JC Horn, you know what you have there if healthy, and so you just need another guy to help out JC on the other side of the ball.
Okay. Well, Jalen's say another. Give me another team, Cody.
Okay. I'll go with Jalen's kind of points because he made some good points. I'll maybe say the Titans. The Titans might crack, top 15 maybe.
Man, I can't wait till this year. Oh my gosh, y'all are gonna
another team. Well, I didn't have was the Lions. It's just what are you gonna see out of that defense? No.
What?
DJ
wait a minute. Hold on. You had Indianapolis and not the Lions.
That is kind of crazy.
You had Atlanta at 9 in the top 10, but not Detroit.
Damn, I didn't put Atlanta. I didn't think about
Atlanta,
that.
they're not proven. AJ Terrell is overrated. He's been overrated. Jesse Bates is great. Jesse Bates is fantastic.
Bates is off the chain.
He is fantastic. But AJ Terrell, again, I think if you look at his stats, he has maybe, and I'm rounding, so I'm probably wrong. He has maybe
PFF
6.
stat.
He has not PFF. He has 6 or 7 interceptions, and he's allowed 20-something touchdowns.
Oh,
I don't care about AJ Terrell, dude. I agreed with you when we made the list last year. After this year, it wasn't all his fault. I'm done putting him in a top anything. He has to prove it. He had the name. He had the hype. I went with the hype. I don't believe in that guy anymore. But having Atlanta over Detroit, with Detroit has DJ Reed coming over. Terrion Arnold didn't have a great rookie year. I agree.
He did.
But then you have one of that sucks. You should have stuck with Quinyon. But it's all good. But then you also have one of the best tandem. Oh, you say Dallas is Branch.
I said
and
one
Kirby
of. I'm not saying they are the best.
Yeah. But you actually have one of the best safety tandems. I don't know how you don't put that over.
To me,
Atlanta.
it's just because I wanted to put them somewhere in the top 15. It is Arnold. He needs to become that cornerback 1 for them.
And Atlanta, who's the cornerback 1? AJ Terrell. He had the same kind of year that Arnold had. That's the crazy part. He's had it consistently. Whatever.
I'm like,
dude.
they have so look at I'm looking at theirs as a whole. They have AJ, Jesse Bates, Jordan Fuller, D. Alford, and Miles Hayes.
Nothing says that's over Detroit, but sure. Nice, Cody. I like it.
Do y'all see how fucking big this thing is?
Yeah, let's go, dude. That's so good.
I gotta figure out how to get this back home.
Just shrink wrap. Just put a bunch of shrink wrap over it. Just mail it back to your house.
Oh man, Jalen, I wanted you to help me out. Freaking telling this beautiful guy on my left or right, whatever, however.
Hey, beautiful idiot. Who cares?
Has Atlanta at 9 and no Detroit in the 15. It's crazy.
Oh,
That's absurd, dude. Just saying.
you had Atlanta in there?
Yeah, he's thinking so highly of AJ Terrell, which zero evidence that he's doing anything. Go ahead, dude. Jesse Bates is great. I always say that. Jesse Bates is fantastic. That's all you got, dude.
Yeah,
Detroit has a DJ Reed is a gamer, dude.
Yeah, I want to say you don't have the Lions, but got the Falcons in it. That's crazy.
And
Because
the Colts.
that Falcons secondary last year was very underwhelming.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know the Lions secondary because I have them number 8.
Yeah, you have them high. I don't have them that high. Well, I got them at 9, so fair enough.
I think they'll crush it. Atlanta, I'm not so hot on. But I was gonna say a team that
Yes.
I didn't say, but to be on the lookout for. I have 2. I'm just gonna say one. Trying to debate.
No,
which
say
one.
both. Say both. It's all good.
So I'll be honest. One is the Trash Boys.
Good.
They could surprise, right? If Diggs actually plays football this year, and if Bland is really that good, they could be up there.
Right.
Also, not the Bills. The Bills are kind of. But I will say Tampa.
Right.
They're safe because their safety group is
Their
phenomenal.
safety's good. Yes, I agree.
Their safety group is phenomenal. It's
I
just
agree.
Their cornerbacks are questionable, but they could surprise a lot of folks. I have the Bucks high this year.
You do, dude. The way you talk about the Bucks, their schedule, you're not blasphemous saying it because it can definitely happen. I'm with you. I don't think you're crazy, but I think defensively, a lot of people just assume this defense is going to play well. I don't see it. I truly don't see it. I think their offense is going to be phenomenal, dude. But
yeah,
defensively, yeah, we'll see. I think they're going to have a bottom 20 or worse overall defense.
that might be.
But they could still be exactly what you say, though. Like when the amount of games that you're going to predict, I'm not debating that because I could see it. It's just I think it's going to be because of Baker, Bucky Irving, and company. That's what
I think they're coming at the NFC, bro.
Yeah, right on. Okay, let's end the show with this. Indianapolis, Chicago. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's the top. Well, let me let Joe. That's going to be rude if I just ended without Joe. So next week, I'm thinking we switch to offense and we go. Y'all want to do when it comes to wide receivers? Do you want to go wide
Let's get
receiver
running backs
unit?
first. Running backs gonna be easier to get out the way.
Okay, we'll do that. That's cool. Well, we'll mix running backs with
Tight
line.
ends. Oh,
Nah,
okay.
we already did tight ends.
Oh, that's right.
Running backs with linebacking core. We'll do that.
Okay.
Just because I think that'll be easier. Because then it'll be pass rush, not in order. Pass rush, and of course pass catchers. But when it comes to whenever we do wide receivers, do y'all want to do it individually like we did last year, or do you want to do kind of like the wide receiver
course?
room?
Okay.
Yeah. What do y'all think?
I'm with either.
Because I think that's a different, answer, of course. If we go like each individual wide receiver, of course, but if we go to wide receiver rooms, that could be a different answer and debate.
I kind of want to do individual just so I can, put the, our great dispute.
Yeah. Being biased. Okay. What do you think, Jalen?
For running backs?
No, wide receiver. Do you think we should do individual or do you think we should do wide receiver room?
I feel like
as pass catcher, the wide receiver is going to have that's it. We're not going to do anything with it. So that can be however long of a show.
I think room could be fun.
Maybe we can. We'll see. I'll get a count. You say room. Cody's being biased because he wants to put freaking Nico somewhere, which is fair. I love Nico, but and I was wrong on Nico, but yeah, okay. Well, since Joe ain't coming back,
I don't mind doing the room though. If they want to do room, that's cool too.
Yeah, I'll ask I'll ask Joe. See, he'll get one of the votes. I don't care.
I can still say Nico plus question mark in there, so
because Nico's that good, that kind of thing. Yeah, right. You can have that take for sure. But fellas, I'm glad you guys joined me. Thank y'all for sticking around for an hour and a half. I'll start meshing and editing this part up. We'll be back next week. Thank you everybody for joining. If you're still here and you haven't subscribed,
what are you doing?
What are you doing? And do you not care about us?
Well, you got to do one of those memes. If you haven't subscribed to People's Debate, what are you doing with your life?
Hey, shout out to Cody and Chase. Chase showed me the song that he shouted out the People's Debate. It was a good song too. He had a nice little part in there. But yeah, thank y'all for joining me. Y'all, Jalen especially, plug in your stuff because that helps us with the show. But much love and appreciation to everybody. Again, we'll be back next week. We'll talk about running backs and linebacking core. And of course, I'll make my post just in case people that aren't here hear it. Jalen, end this off, dude.
Make sure you follow our TikTok page at the People's Debate on TikTok. Hold on a second. Let me make sure. Because, yeah, it is. So at People's Debate, it's just People's Debate. So, yeah, follow us on at People's Debate on TikTok. Because if you have anything to say about the secondary, if you want to chime in on it, I will be live tomorrow. So that way you'll be able to give – I'm going to do a top 5.
That's where you're going live now, Jalen?
That's why I'm always going live.
Okay, I thought, well, I looked at your other TikTok that I used to have. I hadn't been on TikTok in like some months, and I saw you weren't posting any football in there, so I was trying to figure out where you had been going live.
Oh yeah, I'll send it to you real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, make sure when it comes to TikTok, what was that? Was that you, Jalen? Make sure all the people that are on social media and then that are on TikTok, you follow the People's Debate page. Hosted by Jalen. He does live debates. You could talk about what we've discussed here. You could talk about what he believes as well. And yeah, you could get your opinions out there. So maybe we might discuss it on here like we did with the Dolphins guy. I hope you're watching because you're dead to me. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
and
Kidding.
sorry, fellas, I do not know what was going on with my laptop during the whole show. For
Okay.
some reason, it kept updating itself. I don't know what was going on with it, so I
Is,
just threw it on the phone.
is it Apple?
No, it's a Chromebook.
Of course not. If
Chromebook,
it's
that's
Apple,
why.
it works good.
Yep. Got to get an Apple, dude.
Yeah, I need to.
Maybe. I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, fellas, that's it. Joe, say your goodbyes as well. Again, all three of you appreciate you joining me. I hope and pray that y'all are with me next week because I think that can get a little spicy too.
So I wasn't here. So what are we going to be covering next week?
Next week will be running backs and linebacking core.
Ooh,
Now, as
Bailey's
far as
gonna have
what
a.
top running backs, I'm thinking 10. We
10,
limit
yeah.
it to 10.
There ain't
Yeah.
much more than 10
So
running backs.
so are we going linebacking cores or just linebackers in general?
Linebacking core. Just
Okay.
to make it easy, we could say a team, and that's it. Leave it at that.
Okay,
yeah.
that'll be nice.
Yeah, we got the man with many names. We got White T Cody, the sports mailman, and the host, and we are